We're Trent Allie,
and today I have gum surgery scheduled.
But first, we're having some fun in the snow.
If we hit a snowbank, you're fine.
And on the snow.
Oh, look at that. Look how wet my butt is.
That's awesome.
My butt is numb.
We're still building our house, too.
This is either going to be really anticlimactic or a huge explosion.
Subscribe and come along today as we channel our inner supervillain.
I was born in the dark.
And spend some time under the knife.
What's up, guys, and good morning. Today we are heading over to our friend Sean's house. You guys remember Sean? He has a cabin up here, or his parents do, and there's a lot of snow on the roof, and it's causing some problems, and so they have to clear the snow off their roof. We're going to give him a hand this morning.
Allie, the best way to learn how to drive in the winter is by drifting in side-by-sides on snowy roads. Do you want to drive?
Should I?
Yeah, but you just gotta rally it. You gotta go really fast.
I mean, all right, let's do it. This is awesome.
If we hit a snowbank, you're fine. Hit it hard.
Oh my god.
You're good.
Wow.
All the turns, you gotta drift them.
Oh, my eyes. Just crying.
She just loves it. It's so emotional for her.
I'm so happy to be alive.
We all are. I am especially. That's our cabin. She missed it. She's having too much fun.
This will be your last call. This will be your last
Trent,
Now you want to buy one?
we need to buy one.
Oh,
That
man.
is so fun.
We're here to help Sean get all the snow off of his cabin. This is just normal. This is every year for you.
Yeah, a couple times a year, especially on the backside.
It's because this thing right here on the top of the roof where that window is, that little section of roof and room that comes through the roof is called a dormer. And when you have a dormer, they create ice dams, which is where the water melts and comes into a joining spot, and then it freezes again and creates ice, and then snow and ice just pile up and pile up and pile up. And if you don't get up and remove it, you got to pay somebody to get up and remove it.
And so why would we pay someone to get up and remove it when these guys can get the thrill of a lifetime by climbing through the ice and snow, tying off to the bumper of our truck, and trying not to die?
I just think thrill of a lifetime is for sure an overstatement.
All right, for everybody watching at home that might have either color blindness or a TV that doesn't project proper colors,
They're just watching on a
Orange.
black and white TV.
yellow. Which family does this belong to? Orange or yellow?
The shovel is orange, don't worry guys.
Here we go.
And that's Gandalf's staff over here. Don't
Oh,
get
be
under it. What are you
careful.
doing?
You ready?
How heavy is that?
Oh, the big one stays. We're not gonna do that anymore. So Sean's actually scared to climb on the roof, and so I'm gonna climb up on the roof and throw the rope down to the other side where we're gonna tie off to the truck. And hopefully the roof doesn't just slide off while I'm climbing on it.
All right, here we go. Cue dramatic music.
Should I just take this end of the rope?
Yeah, that's the only one you need to throw down.
Yeah, but it'll be easier to like have this around my shoulder and be able to use both hands than to try and like hold this. Does that make sense?
I think you're the scared one.
I'm so scared.
And look at Allie just risking it to get the shot. Through the snow in her cotton jeans and leather boots. So this whole thing could slide. And if it does, he'd end up in a pile of snow down here. So wish him luck.
This is why he wanted me to do it.
Look at that, bear crawl.
The bear crawl. Oh, it's leveling out.
Wow.
I made it!
Woo!
What he doesn't know is he's at the top of our septic vent.
Smell it.
Oh, he
I'm all about adventure and like having a great time, but I will never understand why Trent and friends of ours like Sean think this is so much fun. This is terrifying. Do you see Sean?
Nice work. And now we just throw this on our carabiner, which is backed up. Lock that thing up, and we're good to go. Where are your safety glasses?
Where's your safety? Where's your helmet, Sean? What would your mother say?
Thank you for cleaning off my roof. All right, here you go.
All right, so got the gree attached now. Now I can only fall off this way. I can't fall off this way, which is good because this is the north side and this is where the biggest, heaviest snow and ice is. This is probably where we're gonna start, but as you guys can see from up here, it's quite a breathtaking, beautiful view. And there's a lot of snow to fall on, so if we did fall, we'd probably be okay, but we're using all of these harnesses and rope and safety equipment so that we don't fall, and hopefully we can make quick work of this.
Hey Trent, do you regret not wearing snow pants?
Yes.
Sean was saying that the snow on the roof gets so heavy that you can actually see from the inside where the dormer detaches from the wall, and there's like a gap in the ceiling where the dormer starts to get pushed out because the snow on top of it is so heavy. So they have to come up here and clear the snow off. It's an older cabin and this is just the type of maintenance you need to do. Their solution is just to keep the snow clear on the roof.
Me and Sean have a little bet going right now, and he's trying to alter the parameters of the bet so that he wins. But I bet him that if full weight he jumps up and down right here, we can get this little section to go. And he bet me $5 that we couldn't, so we're gonna see what happens.
Trent says I have to do it because I have a lower center of gravity and a larger waistline. Well, it didn't go.
Okay, I guess I owe Sean $5.
Oh, come on,
Oh, I
Sean!
missed, sorry.
You're cold and wet. Dude, Sean. Dang it!
I'm really grateful for Trent coming out here. I was gonna do this myself. He's a champ, total boss for volunteering to come out on his day off when he should have been playing bingo with his best friends.
Look at that. Look how wet my butt is. My butt is numb.
Take those off. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna have to put them back on to go home. I'm not into the business of taking off wet clothes and putting them back on. I just keep it on. Now that I'm soaking wet, it's actually warm in here, so we're gonna warm up a little bit, and then we're probably gonna go back to our house and relax for the rest of our day off. Well, today was quite a long day of hard work, and after I showered, I came in here and started thinking what we're gonna have for dinner, and my choices are actually really easy because of ButcherBox. And ButcherBox is the sponsor of today's video.
ButcherBox believes in better. They deliver 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, heritage breed pork, and wild-caught seafood directly to your door. They take the guesswork out of shopping to ensure high-quality meat that's better for your family. sourced directly from farmers with high standards for animal welfare and sustainable farming.
So if you guys are meat eaters like Allie and I, then this site right here probably makes you really happy, just like it makes me really happy. If you guys want to try ButcherBox, I highly recommend it. Their meat is absolutely delicious, no matter what type of meat it is. And if you guys click the link in our description right now, you'll get ground beef free for life. Basically, new members of ButcherBox get 2 pounds of ground beef every month free for the life of their subscription. It's an amazing deal. If you guys want to check it out, click the link in our description. Thanks again to ButcherBox for sponsoring today's video. I'm actually freezing from holding all this frozen meat, so I'm gonna go throw it in the freezer. We'll see you guys in the morning. Frank. Today things are moving just a little bit slower. Allie has left. She has an appointment with a dentist to do some crazy things that she'll probably explain to you guys. I'm not really going to get into it because I don't really fully understand it. But Brandon and I have to get to work today. Today I think we're going to be doing some hurricane ties and hopefully doing some air sealing around the roof with some spray foam. Really exciting stuff. And I'm just moving really slow this morning. But I think Brandon's gonna be here in a minute. We're gonna head inside and start a fire.
So I just made it here bright and early to the dentist's office. I haven't had anything other than a cleaning in a very long time. And today I have gum surgery scheduled. I'm a little nervous. I have a little bit of gum recession, which means the gum is starting to drift away from my tooth, and they want to patch it with a piece of gum from the roof of my mouth and put it over a tooth where there's some gum that's receding. Which sounds really not fun, but I'm actually not too worried about it. Hopefully this goes smoothly. Hopefully I can talk afterwards and it's not too debilitating. I guess that's really the only thing I'm worried about. Other than that, it's a beautiful morning. It's way warmer in the Salt Lake Valley. I was like bundled up this morning because it was 10 degrees when I left the house, and now it's already 42 degrees. So I'm gonna take off my jacket, head inside, and hope this goes okay.
It is pretty nice now that we have the Ecobee, the smart thermostat. I can actually start the thermostat like an hour before I decide to come into the house. Let's build a fire. Come over here and grab a handful of fresh wood chips. Then we have all this kindling over here. I have a gas torch and there we go. So what's happening today is we're doing some of the hurricane ties. This is an H2.5, it's a hurricane tie. These are actually the roof rafters. This is the double top plate, and the way that these work is they mount right here. And then they basically attach the rafter to the double top plate. If any crazy winds blow on the outside of your house and they get underneath the edge of the rafters, it doesn't lift your roof off the top of your house. We have to put one of these on all of the rafters on the outside of the house. The blocking in there in between the rafters is called bird blocking. And then after I seal that up and we seal up around the base of the fireplace where the chimney goes out, we're basically gonna be airtight.
Sun is shining, wind blows through my hair, car is moving fast, down the freeway, to anywhere. We are going somewhere new tonight.
That is not fun, trying to climb the ladder one-handed while trying to like maintain a bead of foam going up in between the windows. It's a little bit sketchy, but I think I only got to do it once. When we put the fireplace in the very top there's a bunch of orange foam. So essentially there was a big gap when we put the big square box that the fireplace chimney has to go through the roof space. And all of our heat has just been spewing out of this big, like 2-inch wide by like, or 2-inch thick by like 10-inch wide hole that's in the roof, and air has just been going out rapidly. So I got some of this fire block spray foam. It's not flammable, it's to prevent fires from traveling from floor to floor. And I filled up all the gaps around the chimney. Now comes for the extra fun part. We have 2 of these giant tanks that have 2 parts of the polyurethane spray foam, the closed cell foam, and it mixes into a gun, and then I get to spray it, and I'm basically gonna go along all of the bird blocking and seal up all the cracks. Like right there, you can see some light. We're gonna seal all of that up, and it's gonna be 10 times hotter than it already is, and Brandon and I can attest right now, it's about 1,000 degrees in here. We're gonna go ahead and get to work. We're gonna move this scaffolding first, and then I'm gonna start spray foaming. Happy day. We spared you guys putting on display how we moved the wooden platform from down here to up there. It was pretty sketchy, but we did it, don't worry. Nothing to be concerned about. Brandon needs to put the rest of the hurricane ties on these rafters over here, so he's up there. And I'm finally gonna break out the spray foam, the big spray foam, and get to work.
Queen of hearts, when everyone folds, your fork still holds your place in your bed, showing no regret.
I can't actually do the spray foam right now. It really only took me spraying 2 of those little open bays to realize, oh, these are extreme chemicals. And whenever you see people spray foaming a house, they have on full respirator masks, they have on full body suits, they've got gloves, they've got glasses, the whole 9 yards. Well, it looks like Home Depot is out of respirators. Thanks, COVID. And everywhere that we've called around to and looked for respirators is also out. And so, who knows what we're gonna do? What I've done now is I've opened up these windows, I've opened up the door downstairs, the air is flowing through here pretty rapidly. I'm quickly spray foaming these cavities and I'm keeping my face away from it. And it doesn't really smell that bad like chemicals, so I think the doors and the windows being open is like kind of moving everything through. Anyway, we're gonna get to work.
Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence.
We decided to try and clear off the deck. Now, it hasn't like really snowed a lot, enough to like shovel or snow blow the deck. But when it snows just a little bit, it melts or it sloughs off and then it lands on the deck and it creates this like pretty thick layer of ice. Poor design. Who designed this? I did.
You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence.
Wow. So what tooth did we do?
This guy right there.
And you just covered it with a little bit of tissue?
A little bit of tissue.
And I'm gonna survive?
You were going to survive.
Okay.
You do very well.
Awesome. I can't talk. I can't feel my whole face. And I have to wear a retainer like a teenager again because they cut a little hole in the roof of my mouth to take some tissue and put it on my bottom gum. Oh, it feels so weird. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna put some ice on my face, and probably have Trent make fun of me for the rest of the day.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio.
How's it going?
Good, how are you? Good, how are you?
I feel good now. All right, guys, I just got back. I'm feeling a little woozy. I might go lay down in a little bit, but I've searched high and low, and I finally found something that hopefully will really help these guys out.
I was born in the dark. Can you guys hear me?
Barely.
Do you guys know Bane? Bane from Batman? Every time anybody puts on a respirator, the first thing you feel like is Bane. It's just that Bane's not quite as buff as I am, so probably doesn't look the same, but you get the idea. Anyway, now that we have our respirators, we can climb up on top of the scaffolding and finish the spray foam.
Biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on the
We could be in the circus. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was impressive.
The next step would just be balancing it on my nose like a seal. But what we just did is pretty good.
I'm gonna quit my job.
Sorry, Frank. Woo! I got all of the cavities along the bird blocking filled with foam. We're sealed up. If we closed these windows right now, we could probably die from the fumes, but we would also be really warm because all of our heat isn't escaping out of the ceiling now.
Never wanna have no bars. I just wanna play my rock and roll like they do on the radio.
What made you think this was stable, Trent?
This wood pile,
Oh yeah.
Brandon's holding it.
Okay. Thank you,
I
Brandon.
told Brandon, don't you let me fall. And I didn't fall yet.
Got brand new drums, and I still have my old guitar. And John said this next song's gonna be.
This right here, these 2 cans, is $340, okay? Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. They should let you like bring back the cans and the gun for like $100 off or something, but they don't. You just have to throw that away. It's a huge waste. And once you get like 3/4 of the way through the can, they like get low in pressure, and then instead of the chemicals like spraying and mixing and expanding, they just like just like start bubbling out, and then they look like complete garbage.
I hate when things start bubbling out.
Blubbling. In case you guys are wondering what word I just used, it's blubbling. Anyway, I think I got all of the gaps and cracks filled and air sealed. I'm really excited to see how much heat it retains now.
So you're saying we can move in?
We could live in here. We might die if we sleep in here tonight, but tomorrow is probably safe enough that we should survive.
Good morning, guys. It's so funny how once you can't have something, that's literally all I want. I can't eat. I have this weird retainer in my mouth, and I'm still like pretty sore. I'm not numb, so I can feel everything, but I just want pizza, which is not something I ever really want, but all I want is like a crunchy, thick pizza. It's very frustrating.
I always want pizza, so that's nothing new to me, but yeah, I absolutely hate having things done in my mouth, and I was telling Allie last night, like, you're probably gonna be sore in the morning, and you're not gonna be able to eat, and like, I feel bad, and unfortunately, she just has to bear through it and deal with that. But the good news is that the problem is in her mouth, so as long as she keeps her mouth closed, she can come in and help us get to work.
Oh my god!
No, I'm kidding, actually. She can stay in the trailer all day if she wants to. Brandon and I will probably go back into the house and get to work here in a minute when he shows up. Just have some hurricane ties to do in the sunroom. I got basically all the spray foam done yesterday, so I think today we actually get to start with water supply. How's that make you feel?
I'm definitely staying in the trailer for that.
Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh, there must be more.
Good morning. I've been so worried about furnishing this space because it feels so small, and if you put in a couch that's too big, it'll block the walkway. I can't speak. I have a lisp. It's so weird. But seriously, moving this scaffolding makes such a big difference and like really gives me a much better representation of what the space could look like with some really cool furniture in it.
Well, not to rain on your parade or anything, but the couch that we get is probably gonna be about as big as this scaffolding. So once you put the couch in here, it's gonna feel small and restricted once again. But that's okay because you'll be able to sit on it. I think Brandon just barely finished his favorite activity, web stiffening and getting the rest of the hurricane ties put on. I think now we have to start the plumbing supply.
That's terrifying.
I think it's gonna be just fine.
Okay, just kidding. We spoke a little bit too soon. I guess we're just pretty terrified of more plumbing. So before we can start on that, we have to build a wall here for some of these pipes to rest on, and then we'll start the plumbing.
What we're gonna do is install some studs right here, maybe a stud or two over here to help mount this, and we're gonna use a piece of plywood and basically mount it on this wall so that when the water comes into the house like this, there's a shut-off valve that's mounted on a piece of plywood that's, you know, you're not moving the whole pipe while you're trying to like shut off the valve. It's mounted to the wall, and everything can be secured nice and neat, and hopefully it doesn't look like an ugly spider web of PEX when we're done. We're just making a shopping list to go back to the plumbing store. There's just some things that we could get that would probably make it a lot easier, and the whole house filter and some other parts I think are at the post office, so we can go pick those up, and then we'll have everything. We'll be ready to hit the ground running tomorrow. We're just not ready to hit the ground running today.
You're killing me.
Unfortunately.
All right, I guess really the only question is which plumbing store are we gonna go to?
I mean, we've got to go to Ferguson, right? Back to my home away from home. Ferguson's.
So we don't really have much to do. We're waiting on this whole house water filter and sediment filter. Of course, we're waiting for things to be delivered because that's just the story of our lives lately. And we can't really start building like the water supply system until those things show up. Allie really wants us to do something, so we can do one thing, and that is we have to go out and dig up the water main, shut it off, drain the water out of the line, and then where our little ball valve is that's in the basement, we have to basically cut that line shorter and reinstall the ball valve lower down so that we have everything lined up to go onto our green panel of water supply non-spiderweb of PEX area that we tried to build this morning.
Everything is just like either back ordered or we don't have it, and it causes delays and issues. So hear me out. Let's order everything for the rest of the house. And then whenever it shows up, we'll have it and we can start installing it.
There's only one problem with that, and that's that half of the stuff is available. It's only like half the stuff that is like a long wait time or is unavailable, and you can't just like order half the stuff right now because it will all show up and we'll have nowhere to put it and nothing to do with it. Instead of ordering all the things for the rest of the house, we're gonna go dig up the water main.
The only problem with digging out the water main right now is that it's under like 6 feet of snow. Say that 5 times fast with a retainer in your mouth. It's under 6 feet of snow. And Sally sells seashells by the seashore. It's actually a beautiful day. It's not super cold and the snow isn't super compacted. It's pretty easy to shovel. The problem we're running into is we can't figure out where the water meter is. We think we have a spot. We dug down pretty deep. It's not there. There's a big range of where it could be. So we have another shovel and we're gonna see what we can find. Ray! Go get him! Yay!
We struck gold! Oh, that's definitely it, baby. Pro tip, always leave your water key inside your shut-off stack. She's off. Let's get up in there and get that valve changed. This is either gonna be really anticlimactic or a huge explosion. Perfect. We gotta take this compression fitting off, cut this pipe back to about yay, and then reinstall the compression fitting. All right, you ready?
All right.
Truth.
If there's anything we're not lacking in this house, it's water pressure. We have a lot of water pressure. So we want to make sure this is sealed up nice and tight before we turn the water back on, because any leaks would be really, really high pressure and very bad.
It's a knuckle buster.
Also, if you don't make a noise like that, your bolts will always be loose. Please, plumbing gods, bring me great fortune and bring me very few trips back to Ferguson. Also, if you could make it so that everything goes together in one try.
That would be great.
Really appreciate that. I'm actually just really happy that we got this little pony wall that's gonna have our plumbing attached to it, installed and ready to go. And tomorrow, hopefully we're gonna get a lot more plumbing installed. But for now, I think Brandon's got the water on. I'm gonna go ahead and test it and see if we've got any leaks. All right, now that I got everything soaking wet, let's see if there's any wet spots. Looks pretty bone dry. That's relieving. Now we just have to install all the new things, make sure they don't leak. I'm gonna go holler at Brandon, let him know we can bury up the water valve again. Mission accomplished.
Solo un rayo del sol cambia el tiempo en el reloj.
Today was a heck of a day. We definitely got a little bit done. I mean, yesterday we got more done because we got pretty much all of the spray foam and the hurricane ties.
Yeah.
The house is nice and sealed up and the roof's not going anywhere, which I'm really happy about.
Yesterday was definitely a rougher day for me, but I'm feeling much better today, and I only have to wear this for like 2 more days, and then I'll be totally healed and we'll never have to do this again. Hopefully.
I keep forgetting that anything even happened to Allie because she's just been like so tough and such a trooper that like she's just been powering through, but she had like mouth surgery yesterday and
yeah.
You're doing great.
Thanks. I feel like such a teenager. It is so hard to I feel like brace face. It's so hard to talk.
Oh, you look great.
Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed coming along on today's adventure. If you guys did, make sure you show us by giving us a big thumbs up on today's video. Consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already.
Thanks again to ButcherBox for sponsoring today's video. Click the link in our description. Check them out.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Adios.